NFC East Roundtable, a weekly live show featuring top-tier insight and analysis on all things NFC East from the best creators in the division, including Dallas Cowboys creator Jake Tuck, Philadelphia Eagles creator Simone, New York Giants creator Kid Blue, and Washington Commanders creator Rio. Catch the NFC East Roundtable every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern on the NFC East Roundtable YouTube channel. What is up, NFC East football fans, and welcome into another edition of the NFC East Roundtable. Week 4 of the 2025 NFL season is in the books, and it was a wild one within the NFC East. We had a tie. We had a couple of W's. We had one L. On tonight's episode, we recap what we saw in Week 4 out of the NFC East. And, of course, on the back half of the episode, we look forward to Week 5, previewing and predicting each game within the division coming up this week. But for now, let's talk about what we saw this past week. Let's bring in the gang, Jay Tuck, KB, Simone, and Rio. KB, we've been waiting for the Giants to get on the board. They got on the board, so that's where we're starting this afternoon. We got to do it. We've been waiting. The wait is over. The wait is also over for the Jackson Dart era to start, and it started off with a boom. A big W for the Giants at home over, at the time, the undefeated LA Chargers. 21-18, the Giants get it done in Jackson Dart's debut. He goes 13-20 for 111 yards and a touchdown. He was also prolific on the ground as well, getting his first ever NFL touchdown on his first drive on the ground. Of course, the loss in the W is Malik Neighbors going down for the season. We'll talk about that as well. But Rio, I'll start with you here. Were you shocked that the Giants were not only able to get it done against the Chargers, but able to get it done in Jackson Dart's rookie debut?
Good for them, man. They look good. They look I hate that Neighbors got sacrificed as part of the ritual to get them this victory on the season. But something going into Sunday, I felt like not only did the Giants have a good shot versus the Chargers, I felt like the Cowboys weren't going to lose versus the Packers, which ended up not happening in a weird kind of way. But they look good. They look good. Brian Daboll looked like his joy was like refound. He got his groove back. He actually has a quarterback that could continue his job in New York. They look good, man. Defensively, they were getting after it. They actually look like a competitive football team. They look much better than my football team on Sunday. Congrats to the New York Giants for going up there and giving the Chargers their first loss of the season. We got them coming up this week. I know KB is so happy to put down the mock draft and get back to talking football again, man. Shout out to the Giants for getting it done. They represented this division well this week. Can't say the same about my boys.
We'll get to your boys in just a little bit, but we'll focus on these Giants who did represent the NFC East well. It wasn't just Dart. How about Scadaboo? 25 carries for the Giants. He is the new fan favorite in East Rutherford. Simone, were you stunned to see the Giants get it done the way they did on Sunday?
Yeah, I was stunned. I know I dismissed them last week when we did our picks. But yeah, the defense looked like what the defense should look like, especially like that defensive front. They have so much talent there. So it's just good, I guess, to see them getting it all together. But I mean, what a heck of a debut for Jackson Dart and, you know, the rookie Scadaboo. Like, that's a tandem that's going to be going for a while in New York. So it's good to see them have like such a big game. I was shocked, y'all. Like, their winning was happening during the second half of our game. So I was just like frozen and like perplexed. I'm like, what the hell's going on in this week 4? But yeah, that's crazy. We obviously got the Giants coming up twice soon. So it's gonna be fun.
I don't know, KB. I sense a little apprehension in Simone's voice. She might be scared to go up against Dart here soon.
that little rookie magic. I don't know, rookie magic.
Oh, you know what?
Now you drawing.
Jay Tuck, what did you make of Jackson Dart's debut? The Giants overall being able to get it done against a team that was a touchdown favorite over him on Sunday.
Yeah, I would say it was a shocker. All of us kind of had the Chargers winning. Now, of course, the Chargers did have some injuries across the board. But, I think that what Brian Daboll did was smart. He kind of limited Jackson Dart, didn't throw the ball much. and just gave it to Cam Scatterbo. Now, I'm still not a Cam Scatterbo fan, to be honest with you guys.
Me
but
either.
Why?
Yeah,
Why? What's your
Why?
guys' problem?
25 carries for 79 yards. What we doing?
He got. Did you watch him play? They were like tough. Like our offensive line is guard. They can't run block for their lives.
Did you watch the running back on the other side of the field?
Yeah, I'm about to say I saw Marion Hampton look like
that-
one of those.
We have one of the worst run defenses in the past decade.
No,
What are you
you-
talking
you-
about?
Did they say how he got dirt on his jersey?
Yeah, on the turf.
Because he's a tough ass runner. That's
He
why.
would go crazy.
he was destroying 300-pound men, putting them on the ground. He's that guy, man.
Yeah,
He's that guy.
cool story. But no, I like him. I mean, he's a cool guy, right? But I just feel like there's other better players in this draft, right? But yeah, it was smart, right? I think the Giants had like 42 rushing attempts, right? So they kept the ball on the ground, limited the big plays from Justin Herbert in that offense. Won the time of possession. The Chargers had a bunch of penalties. So, the Giants went out there and played a dirty, grimy game out there and went out there, got the victory. So, kudos to Jackson Dart and actually get the win without Malik Neighbors. So it's unfortunate because I feel like Jackson Dart and Malik Neighbors would have been electric, to be honest with you guys. So we'll see what the young rookie got. But got his first victory. I know KB's happy that he feels like he has his quarterback and he also has a ground game to go alongside it, but we'll see.
KB is definitely happy. KB, the floor is yours here. And, the guys alluded to it with Amari and Hampton kind of going off 128 yards on only 12 carries. But the key in this game.
Only 12. See how you did that? Only 12 carries.
Yeah.
Everybody does that against the Giants, though.
But the key, though, right, was picking off Justin Herbert twice. He throws it 41 times. You force 2 interceptions there. And in a battle of Dart and Herbert here, Herbert was looking like an early MVP candidate. The Giants were able to stifle him, hold him to less than 20 points, and get it done. So talk to me about your first W of the season.
Yeah, all around, I'm happy with it. The thing that's been hanging over our heads is the Malik Neighbors injury. It's like, all right, we got the win, but where do we go from here without Malik Neighbors? And Jackson Dart has to now go the rest of the season with our receiving core. But, besides that, trying to put that aside, it was a really good win from both sides. You had the offense, they were clicking. They put up 21 points with a rookie quarterback against a really good defense. I want to stress that, a really good defense, and a defense that was like number 1 in red zone defense, and we were able to do something there. It was a lot of hard-fought yards, but we were able to get it going with Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo tough running. Like our offensive line, run blocking wise, they would open some things up, but man, and on the interior, it was a lot of Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo kind of willing themselves, in the tackle box running the ball, but. You look at the stat line and, you would want Jackson Dart to, like, a lot of Giants fans want him throw for like 300 yards in his first game or whatever, but I thought he did well. The offense completely changed, though. This is not the offense that Russell Wilson was in. Like, it's completely changed. It more looks like a college offense. You got, to the backside is like a bubble screen. The front is like a slant RPO. Like, that was pretty much most of the offense. And, they were able to work with it and kind of get what the defense was giving them. And Jackson Dart didn't make too many mistakes. Of course, there were some rookie moments from him, but man, he looked good, and exactly what we saw from the preseason from Jackson Dart. He does not look flustered. He does not look like he's a guy that the game is going too fast for him. For whatever reason, it's just clicking for him, and he's able to, whatever the offense calls, whatever Mike Kafka, our offensive coordinator, calls, he's able to execute it to the best of his ability, and it works out. He would have had a lot more rushing yards. There were a couple of runs that he had that got called back due to offensive line constantly holding, especially our interior guys. But he could have looked a lot better statistic wise. But I think we also found our number 1 running back as well. I'll be honest with you, Tyrone Tracy was not in this game because he's still dealing with an injury, collarbone injury that he suffered, I believe, last week, and so he wasn't able to go in this game. But Cam Scatterbo, I'll be honest, Tyrone Tracy was not going to get any yards against the Chargers. If I know his running style by this point, and I know like kind of how he plays, watching the film, Tyrone Tracy wasn't going to have any yards against the Chargers. Cam Scatterbo did it all himself, and I think we found our starting running back as well. So along with the quarterback, but another big thing, big player we got to talk about is Abdul Carter, man. He might be the best half sack edge rusher in all of the NFL. He only has a half sack on the season. He's not able, he has the worst luck in the NFL trying to get a sack because quarterbacks somehow, some way, just find a way to get rid of the ball and not be called for intentional grounding. And I think actually one of them was called intentional grounding this season. But Abdul Carter is leading the team in pressures right now, and he's on a tear. They finally got him on the edge, and they even put Kayvon Thibodeau inside, rushing from 3 tech 4-eye, and they're finding a way to work with that. It seems like our defensive coordinator, Shane Bowen, is finding roles for our players and using them to the best of their ability. So everything is kind of shaping up. Again, we still got a huge problem with the run defense. I think we did a really good job on Amari and Hampton. It was 2 runs that he was able to break out towards the end of the game, and that's what really messed with, got his stats all the way up there. You guys are saying just 12 runs, but we had him under wraps until those 2 big runs happened. But other than that, it was good. It was a good win. Like I said, the Malik Neighbors thing is kind of still in the back of my mind, but we got the Saints next week. I don't know. They were able to cover that 16.5 point spread by from the Bills, but we got the Saints next week. Let's hope Spencer Rattler doesn't get his first win against the Giants. And Taysom Hill is magically back against the Giants. Watch him get a passing, rushing, and receiving touchdown on us. Jesus.
Yeah, the Bills seem to treat the Saints like a bye week. That was visible. Hopefully KB and KB, your Giants, give them a little bit of a better effort. That was a rough watch, despite winning by 12, putting up 31. It was not a fun watch by any means.
Yeah.
What was a fun watch was the Eagles taking on the Buccaneers this past weekend. The Eagles do get it done. The Bucs had their number the last few times, not this time. The Eagles improved to 4-0. They are now the only remaining undefeated team in the NFC, one of only 2 remaining undefeated teams in the NFL. 31-25. They're able to hold off a late game comeback from the Tampa Bay Bucs. Jalen Hurts 15-24, a buck 32 touchdowns, and also 62 yards on the ground. Dallas Goedert with a breakout game, 2 touchdowns in this one. Eagles get it done, and they've been routinely getting it done. It's hard to remember the last time that they haven't got it done. J-Tuck, I'll start with you here. Eagles, another victory, this time over a team that kind of, had given them about as tough of a battle as any other team has as of late. What did you make of the Eagles being able to get it done over the Bucs?
Win is a win, right? Am I doing that right, Simone? A win is a win. The Eagles are finding ugly ways to win games versus quality opponents, so you definitely have to give that to them. They're finding ways to win. Now we'll see if that's going to last, but I think what's going to end up happening is that they're going to have an easier schedule, and eventually their offense is going to get clicking. Defense is playing well. I saw people in the chat already talking about Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter is looking phenomenal. I just think when it comes to Philadelphia, they find ugly ways to win. They're clicking on all 3 cylinders at once. I don't know, but Philly is winning games, y'all. Let's just keep it a buck, bro. They don't scare nobody this year. They really don't scare nobody this year.
Why are you scratching your head then?
Because it's just
they don't scare nobody.
They don't scare nobody. Last year, Philly was kind of scary. You know what I'm saying? But this year, it's just
Do you realize last year we started off 2-2 and looked worse than we did at this point? So at this point last year, nobody was scared
because of the fear factor of Saquon. That was different last year. I feel right now it's just
at this point last year, we didn't have she going for us. We just got
a lot of Philly fans on Twitter are scared.
Philly fans are freaking out too. Y'all,
you would think the Eagles are 0-4 right now.
Monday, y'all are shaky too.
Y'all wide receiver.
I'm shaking in anything.
Yeah, he doing Bible studies.
Yeah, y'all number 1 receiver out here going through a breakup.
He's been doing that for 3 years now. That's routine.
And Jalen Hurts threw for a buck 32.
Damn right.
That's 130.
The sun came up this morning. This has been going on for years now, and it ain't stopped you.
It's 130.
We look better at this point than we did last year at this point.
It's just, I don't know. So, good win, ugly wins. A win is a win, right? But I do think there you go. I do think there's trouble in paradise when it comes to Philly, and they're going to have to do something drastic to fix it.
KB. No, go ahead, J-Tuck. Sorry.
There's going to be a coaching change, offensive coaching change.
Now, I wouldn't be mad at that. Next caller, please.
Yeah, something like that.
We'll have to elaborate on that in a second here. KB, you know, your former star in Saquon Barkley hasn't been the star for the Eagles this year that he
Madden
was
curse,
last year, but it hasn't mattered. They're 4-0. What do you make of the Eagles' start and their win over the Bucs?
Well, I will say, you know, the Eagles should have thought twice before putting Saquon Barkley on the Madden cover. I completely expected this because it's just undefeated at this point. It's not conspiracy. But I was, you know, paying attention to this game because I live in the Tampa area, so like I pay attention to the Bucs and of course the Eagles as well. So I was kind of watching, and you know, I saw the Eagles were dominating at some point, and then in the second half, you know, Jalen Hurts couldn't complete a pass. He was literally 0 for 8 in the second half, and Baker Mayfield started to come back. I thought it was going to be, you know, a Baker Mayfield comeback, but eventually it wasn't. I believe it was a blocked kick or blocked
punters
for a touchdown.
Yeah, that's going nuts in the NFL right now. Oh my God, it's like every game.
Magic?
It's like every game right now. But yeah, the Eagles especially with the magic there, but. They're like J-Tuck said, they're finding ugly ways to win. And listen, as much as Eagles fans will put up this front that they're not worried, they are going nuts on Twitter, okay? They are putting all the blame on their offensive coordinator. They're putting, listen, I could pull up tons of Eagles Twitter people, and you would think they're 0-4 right now. So they are definitely worried, and they're definitely worried about A.J. Brown, you know, what the future is with him. Don't know if he's going to get traded. We'll see if that ever happens, but even if they do, you know Howie Roseman's going to pull up he's going to fleece somebody. Some team is about to get fleeced. So, but as far as the game goes, good win. They found a way to break the streak against the Bucs and remain undefeated. So one of two teams in the NFL who are undefeated right now, I believe.
Rio, the Eagles did not have a single passing yard in the second half, and they just beat a playoff team in week 4. What do you make of what the Eagles are doing right now, in particular on Sunday?
So they did it without Jalen Hurts.
This shit is absurd, man. Like I'm telling you, the Super Bowl was in New Orleans. I don't know what type of Creole witch voodoo magic that they stole from the Kansas City Chiefs, but the Eagles are the rich guy that goes out in the Gildan brand shirt with the Walmart slides on. You know, he got money, but the shit ain't fly. Like, it's the most aggravating, unaesthetically pleasing style of football ever, but they get it done. They get it done, and you can't say shit about them. We just lost to the Atlanta Falcons, who couldn't score on the Panthers last week. So what can I say about the Eagles? They're winning games where Saquon got under 50 yards, their leading receiver got 30 yards, and they didn't complete a pass in 2 quarters. The final 2 quarters of the game, not one completed pass, and they beat a fucking undefeated team. Like, what can I say to that? They've beat the Chiefs, who are about to get their lives together. They beat the Rams, who were undefeated when they saw them, and they beat the undefeated Bucs. And the Cowboys aren't playing horrible football this year. You can't take anything away from them, but good God, is it hard to watch them throw for 100 yards every week and still find a way to get it done. Their schedule is going to soften up, and I imagine whatever offensive change needs to happen, it will figure itself out over time. But it's scary for the rest of the league that the best team on this side hasn't really got going yet, but no one's found a way to beat them, and they're not playing a bunch of bums. So, yeah, I mean, it's head-scratching as hell. It's annoying. Nobody likes it. They don't even probably like it, but they get it done, and they win. So what can we say about that shit?
Simone, these Eagles got the world frustrated right now. Talk to me about your undefeated Philadelphia Eagles.
First of all, for the panel on here that does not know, y'all can find me as Simone with the Sports on every platform, where you will see I haven't broken a sweat in years. Okay, so these other people y'all are talking about that are not representing the Eagles on this show, that are worried and shaking in their boots.
You need to talk to them, Simone. You got to talk to them. Put some hope in them, because they are.
I don't feel the need to talk.
World's on fire.
We need Simone. We need Simone to keep it. Eagles fans believe
I do what I can on my page.
From y'all, oh my God, y'all gonna fall so damn hard. I don't understand what happened.
Stephen A. Smith, what can go wrong will go wrong.
Simone, Eagles fans, all Eagles fans follow Simone, because there's nothing to worry about in Philadelphia right now. Everything is coaching. There you go.
Did I say that, or did I say I'm not shaking in my boots?
You're not shaking your boots. Nothing to worry about. Everything's good.
Every single team in the league has things they can fix. There's not a single perfect team. There are things to fix for every team. I'm glad my team isn't 1-2-1 with stuff to fix. Okay, my team is 4-0 with things to fix. Even with things to fix, my team still wins game. And y'all are scratching your head. I don't know how the Eagles are winning games. I don't know how they're winning games. Let me tell you, Vic Fangio's army, okay? 2 turnovers in this game. We forced a fumble. We got an interception in the end zone. Do we turn the ball over? No. Okay. Defense wins championships. What carried the Eagles last year? Defense. Okay. It's very clear how the Eagles are winning these games. Okay. Second half, Jalen Hurts was a little concussed, if you ask me. I ain't the medic, but he was not able to get up. He went to the tent for a little while. And then in the second half, things was a little fuzzy. But you know what wasn't fuzzy? Vic Fangio's army. Okay, so shout out to my defense getting stop after stop after stop. Everybody said this was the game of the week. We're going to see who the big dog is in the NFC. Is it the Eagles? Is it the Bucks? And as soon as the Eagles win, then all of a sudden, oh, it's not a good win. It's not a quality win. Coming from people that just got their first win in decades. Coming from somebody that just lost to the Atlanta Falcons and somebody that tied at home, drunk off Cowboy Reapers. Okay, now do we need things to improve? Yes, but every single team needs things to improve. It's week 4 and we're winning with our deficits. Okay, AJ Brown does this every 2 months. Okay, every 2 months he's posting something for people to decode. I'm not decoding G this year. We spent 2 years decoding G. Okay, we made the playoffs without AJ Brown. Okay, AJ Brown had his best numbers playing with Jalen Hurts. As you know, KB, if AJ Brown want to get dealt, we'll deal him for a cornerback and another wide receiver. We'll be good.
Throw him this way, man. Throw him this way.
Hey, AJ Brown wanted to be a Giant in the draft, so I'll take him.
Next caller, please. Thank you. Okay, because this is the NFC East Roundtable, but every week it's all about the birds. Do y'all want to call this NFC Eagles Roundtable, or y'all want to talk about y'all little team?
I know AJ Brown still got that Giant sweater somewhere. Go and put that on, boy.
Hey, bro.
Okay, and go give us Abdul. Thank you. Next.
Simone, this AJ Brown saga does continue here. He refuses to speak to the media after that game, and then he sends out that cryptic tweet, quote, "If you're not welcomed, not listened to, quietly withdraw, don't make a scene, shrug your shoulders, and be on your way out." A little ironic because what he's tweeting about is effectively being the opposite is being taken away from that. You're saying to quietly withdraw and don't make a scene, yet you tweet about it and kind of create a scene.
That's the tweet your girl put out before she finally break the news to you.
Simone, you kind of shrugged it off, and I get it. I mean, I would too if you're winning football games and it's not, you don't really need the production of AJ Brown. Yeah, what's funny here is last week it was AJ Brown's production that propelled the Eagles to win. So how does this come to an end here? Nick Sirianni addresses it today. Feels like this has had to have been addressed multiple times now. Is something coming of this, or are the Eagles fans just going to continue to ride this wave and AJ Brown remains an Eagle?
If he suits up, you're part of the offense. If you want out, you know Howie's number. You know where to find him. Go tell Howie. We'll get something back. We do this every 2 months with AJ Brown. Love AJ Brown. Seemed like a great dude. But as far as these cryptic tweets, these cryptic posts, these cryptic messages, we got bigger fish to fry. At the end of the day, I'm not spending another season. What does he mean? What does he not mean? For the past 3 seasons now, since he started it this time, he's done this. This is routine for AJ Brown. He gonna drop something on Twitter, then deactivate his account, then delete the post, then go on the radio station and say, I mean, we're not doing this dance. Okay. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, would love to have him here, but if he's not here, then shoot, what can we get back? That's my stance.
Is it the OC he's mad at?
We don't know, because who knows? Matthew 9-10 could be directed at anybody. That's the issue. Whoever you got beef with, say that to them. Obviously we have issues. I would love for AJ to address whatever needs to be addressed to get some consistency out the offense. I'm glad that he's vocal, but you're vocal to the wrong place. What am I supposed to do with this information? You know who to talk to. You talk to Kevin, talk to Nick, talk to Jalen. What is user 765892 on Twitter supposed to do with this information? Go talk to the people that
tweet me AJ Brown. AJ Brown, tweet me, man, because right now the Eagles are paying me good money to get free cardio and the football thrown at you.
Listen, man. I got Marshawn.
AJ Brown. I'm gonna tweet AJ Brown right now, bro. User J talking on Twitter.
Hey, take Marshawn Lattimore off my hands and we'll do a pick in him.
No.
Go ahead, take him up.
Free cardio.
Hey, Rio, what happened to Marshawn
we
Lattimore. I
got
thought he was
Dallas,
fresh and
okay?
I thought he was back. Rio.
Like
First of
God,
all,
boss
this
yo.
ain't Texas, baby. We ain't sending him to no contender, okay? He gonna go to the
Back
Texans.
to
He gonna
Tennessee
go
with
to
Cam Ward.
Titans. He gonna go somewhere in purgatory, okay?
Back
We
to
ain't-
Tennessee.
We ain't Dallas.
So you think he is going to go somewhere?
I'm saying I don't know because it's vague. Every 2 months is something vague. That's what I'm saying. For the past 3 years, every 2 months is something vague. We don't know this man personally. I don't know what he means. So I'm not about to be stressing. What does he mean? We've done this for years now, and he's still.
But
on
would
the
you
team.
want to trade? Would you want to trade him though? Because he is taking up a lot of cap space. If you're not going to use him, might as well save the money, right?
Anybody that does not want to be on my team, I want them gone. If he wants to be here, love to have him here. If he don't want to be here, bye. There's people that would
Respect.
love to be here. That's my stance.
Respect.
Fair enough. And regardless, whether they use him or not, whether he's mad or not, 4-0 is 4-0. The only undefeated team remaining in the NFC, despite not utilizing A.J. Brown maybe the way other teams would. Other teams would surely want to have the record that Simone's Eagles currently have, undefeated heading in to week 5. All right, let's switch gears. Let's talk about the Washington Commanders, who dropped their second game of the season. Rio, you were honest last week when you said it's a week-to-week league, right? And we were talking about Atlanta. Surely the Washington Commanders got to roll over a Falcons team that lose 30-0 to the lowly Panthers, but a week-to-week league it is. The Panthers dropped 34 in this game, beat the Commanders 34-27. Michael Penix, maybe his best game as a starter, 20
definitely his best game.
313 yards, 2 TDs, and he also beats a team now, Rio, that scored more than 7 points. That was the haunting stat that was facing Michael Penix going into this one. They get it done. Bijan Robinson, 75 yards on 17 carries and a touchdown. Mariota got this start after Jaden Daniels missed his second game. He only has 156 yards on 27 attempts, and the Commanders fall to 2-2. KB, I'll start with you here. Falcons put up 34 after getting blanked just a week ago. What did you make of what you saw between the Falcons and the Commanders?
It's such an NFC East thing, right? To face an opponent that looked absolutely terrible the week prior, and then you go against this team and they get right against your team. Listen, Rio, I know your pain. It happens to my team all the time. So, but yeah, that was unfortunate. You gotta. Obviously, I believe, they still put up 27 points with Marcus Mariota there, and I believe Marcus Mariota threw 2 interceptions as well, if I'm not mistaken.
He threw
one interception. And you got to imagine if Jaden was there, obviously they would get that win. But defensively, Jaden Daniels doesn't play defense. They got to figure out what's going on defense. Michael Penix, I mean, you allow 300 yards and 34 points from Michael Penix. That's an issue. Now Bijan Robinson too, where they couldn't stop him at all. Like they couldn't stop anything on defense. So that's unfortunate. And just the most NFC East thing ever. And thank God we're playing the Saints and not the Falcons. But yeah, I not much to say. I didn't watch the game because it was happening while Jackson Dart was getting his win. So
nothing to see, man. Nothing to see.
Nothing to see there. But I will ask you what's going on with Marshawn Lattimore, man. What happened with Marshawn Lattimore?
Well, defense was certainly the issue in this one. 435 yards allowed to the Atlanta Falcons in this game. Drake London has his breakout game of the season. 8 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown to help Michael Penix have his best game as a starter for Atlanta. Jay Tuck, what did you make of the Falcons getting it done over the Commanders?
Expect it. Dan Quinn's defense, right? You get that first year spike, and then it starts to look a little funny in the light. Did that rhyme? Yeah, I think I'm rapping right now. So yeah, I mean, overall, even though they had Marcus Mariota out there, I think the offense played well enough. They did get, some ground game going as far as running back by committee. Got Debo involved a little bit, Rodriguez. But yeah, their defense let them down. And I feel like with Jaden Daniels being out, their defense should really step up. And it really shouldn't be an excuse. Y'all don't have any key injuries on defense, do y'all? I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, Will Harris, our safety's out for the year as of last week, but
nothing too crazy. Yeah,
nothing too
crazy.
It
should have been enough, right? But KB was saying, hey, you look great 1 week, or you played bad versus a team that looked horrible the week prior. That's probably the result of having a bunch of former Dallas Cowboys on your roster, because that's that Dallas Cowboys DNA. So,
Damn.
I was kind of shocked by it, because I felt like Washington, even with Mariota, should be able to handle Atlanta perfectly fine. But Bijan kind of went crazy. Drake London, he mentioned Penix had a good day. Kyle Pitts was even showing out a little bit. So bad day at the offense for Dan Quinn's defense. So they're probably gonna need to get Jaden Daniels back ASAP, because that was a very bad loss.
Simone, Commanders fall, right? This was supposed to be the main competition in the East for you this 2025 season. You beat them in the NFC East the NFC Championship last year. They're looking to take that next step after a prolific rookie season from Jaden Daniels, and they're off to a 2-2 start. So what do you make of it thus far?
I mean, they injured, so it's kind of hard to really judge what's going on. 2 games without Jaden Daniels. They had that great win against the Raiders. But again, you got a backup quarterback. You don't know always what you're going to do. And the Falcons have a lot of weapons. Like the Falcons look terrible against the Panthers, but they're not a slouch team. They got pieces on offense. They got one of the best running backs in the league. Their pass rush is legit. And they're at home. So Falcons is not a bad team to necessarily lose to, especially when you're not fully healthy, which Washington isn't. So, I mean, I don't know what the heck happened in that game because I was watching my game live in freaking Tampa, burning up. But I mean, come on now.
Styling too. Styling. You were styling out there. I saw you, sis.
She was styling with a jersey on backwards like it was 02.
Totally crossed out. You know what I'm saying? She was out there. You know what I'm saying? I see you.
I am mad because I did pick Washington, but shoot, all y'all messed up my picks except little boy.
Well, Rito, talk to us. What the heck did happen on Sunday, and are you concerned about moving forward here with your Commanders?
I'm absolutely concerned because the simple thing to say is, Jaden didn't play, Terry was out, Noah Brown was out, John Bates, but 27 points scored on the road with your backup quarterback should get it done. It should most certainly get it done versus the Atlanta Falcons, who we thought we were a clear better team than. And then Michael Penix turned into Steve Young on us. And Drake London turned into Megatron. We knew what Bijan was going to do. If there was one person I could guarantee was going to have 150 all-purpose yards and a touchdown on Sunday, it's Bijan. I knew what he was going to do. The problem is we made Kyle Pitts look like the guy he was drafted to be out of Florida. Penix only had 6 incompletions. We got our first turnover of the year, and it did not mean anything because we ain't do shit with it. He threw the ball right to Mikey Sanders still, who's not playing good football this year. Marshawn Lattimore looks like an in-season cut candidate. We're getting nothing from our safeties. We blitzed and sent at least five rushers on 55% of snaps and could not sniff Michael Penix's jersey. Luvu's the only one that got to him and got home during that game. The defense is a problem. When you hire a defensive-minded coach and then are bad at defense, what the hell are you even doing? Your whole team is, you have a defensive-minded coach with a defensive coordinator and nothing's working. You can't get the quarterbacks. Guys are wide open. There's a still of a third down play in the second half where it's like a 3rd and 2 and nobody is anywhere near the sticks. There are 3, all the important players on the field are standing wide open and we look lost out in space. We got Bobby Wagner trying to guard Bijan Robinson on a swing route. Like, you knew that was going 80 yards up the right sideline. Bobby Wagner, he's 100 years old, but our defense would literally collapse and be the worst in the league if he was not on the field. And Joe Witt Jr., it's time to start having some tough conversations because all of us watch football. We all watch our teams play. Every team in the league plays against NFL teams that run motion in their offense. Teams running motion, we've given up like 600 yards in our 2 losses to teams running motion. All you got to do is give Marshawn and Mikey running pre-snap and food. Absolute food from the back end, every level of the defense. The defense is nasty. Offensively, Luke McCaffrey, shout out to him. He scored in back-to-back weeks, almost took another kick back for the crib. Debo might be the best player on the roster in 2025 through 4 games, scored his 3rd touchdown of the season. He's become our deep threat. Now that Terry's out, he looked good. Bill Krosky-Merritt is like 2nd or 3rd in the league in yards per carry, but we don't give him carries. Like Cliff does this. I know we were down 10-0 early, so we kind of had to pass the ball a little bit, but the guy just does nothing but create something out of nothing and get yards every time he touches it, but we only let him peak at like 7 or 8 carries. It's because he can't pass block, which is understandable. Throw the second-round tight end Ben Sinnott that you drafted last year that has no use on this roster. Put him at fullback and let him pass block for the quarterback, because we have a real weapon at running back and we don't use him as much as we need to. But Mariota played fine. Here's the thing. In a shootout, that's when you need Jaden, because any mistakes the offense makes, it takes you out of the game. The one mistake Mariota made all day, he threw a bad interception, throwing a deep post to Jalen Lane with 2 defenders in the area. You can't turn it over when you need to score every time you touch it, because our defense is just giving away shit like a book fair. So that's Jaden, please come back and restore the feeling, because the vibes are very low. I forgot what it was like to watch you play, and all that contender shit I was talking preseason, it looks crazy right now. We desperately need a win in LA this weekend.
We'll talk about the second highest scoring tied football game in NFL history in just a second. Before we do, let's give a shout out to my friends over at RotoWire, who have a ton of awesome tools at your disposal with a premium subscription, including my favorite tool, the NFL odds tool, that gives you all of the betting lines from all the major sports books all in one place. That way you are sure to get the best line on any given game. All of the lines are up currently for week 5. That's just one of the many tools you can utilize with a RotoWire premium subscription. From betting to fantasy football, RotoWire has you covered. Links in the description below. Click that, sign up for a premium subscription, then use the promo code RTS. That'll get you 15% off that premium subscription. Let's talk about that Sunday night football game. What a show it was. Man. It was a 13-2 game for a while, and all of a sudden here come the Dallas Cowboys. Then it was an offensive light show. Almost 1,000 total yards between these two teams, the Packers and the Cowboys. Final score, 40-40 in Micah Parsons' reunion game in Dallas. Dak Prescott, 31 of 40, 319, 3 TDs. Jordan Love, 31 of 43, 337, 3 TDs. This should have been a W for the Cowboys, because Jordan Love thought there was an extra 10 minutes of game time in that overtime, but it wound up hitting the ground with a second left, and the Packers are able to tie it as overtime expires. So we get our first tie of the season. KB, what did you make of this wild one in Dallas on Sunday night?
Yeah, it was wild, especially in the beginning of the game. They go up 2 touchdowns and then have that extra point blocked and returned, and that really was crucial to them tying up the game at 37-all, because they scored 5 touchdowns, and then the +2 helped them, get in the tie and get into the overtime. I'll tell you what, there is nobody that was happier to at least tie than Jerry Jones. He was like all smiles in that press. I didn't watch all of it, but I watched clips of it, and he was just happy not to lose to Micah Parsons. And I'm upset, man, because I really wanted Micah Parsons to get his little revenge game there and, start controversy there at Jerry World. But, it was a very entertaining game to watch, especially towards the end. I mean, again, Dallas has a lot of issues, man, and I want to give my props to J-Tuck, man. I got to give my props to J-Tuck. He came out, listen, I got it, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Ahead.
Listen,
Go ahead,
I got to give a props. We did our quarterback rankings in the beginning of the season, and we all clowned J-Tuck for having Dak Prescott as number 1, but I'll tell you right now, he is clear-cut the number 1 quarterback in the NFC East right now, and probably, he's playing at a top quarterback level right now, especially, if you're watching these games, watching film, whatever the case is, even statistically,
must be nice to have your guy on the field, man.
It's yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens when Jaden Daniels comes back, but man, Dak Prescott's on another level. To have the number 1 ranked offense and the dead last ranked defense, what a Jekyll and Hyde team. That's insane. And J-Tuck even said it too. He said that he's gonna have to play at an MVP caliber level to kind of stay in the race here. I mean, they are 1-2-1. It's not the record you want, but they're putting up points. They're staying competitive. But Dak Prescott has to do everything to mitigate all the issues that they have on defense, man. It is bad. Now, I think they were able to get a little bit of a pass rush going against the Packers, who were missing some starters on the offensive line. The Packers were able to run the ball, even though Dallas has been pretty decent at stopping the run. It's probably their first game where they really allowed some yardage in the run game. But, either way, the Dallas Cowboys defense have a lot of issues. We'll see what happens towards the rest of the season, but I don't know, man. Dak Prescott's going to play this way, and it's not going to mean anything because of that defense. They're going to find themselves in a lot of positions like this. They literally went into overtime 37-37 already this season, and they do it twice. This time it ends up in a tie because they're not facing the Giants this time, and the Packers don't pull the Giants, but it's crazy. It's crazy what's going on in Dallas right now, but we'll see what happens.
The Cowboys offense was prolific. Dak Prescott was incredible. Javonte Williams continues to prove that he is an RB1 in this league. And George Pickens' breakout game, 8 catches, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns with no CeeDee Lamb. But as you mentioned, KB, this Cowboys defense is a problem right now. Simone, what did you make of what you saw on Sunday Night Football, Packers-Cowboys?
Oh, that was some great entertainment. One of the best games I feel like of the day, just, super entertaining. Dak did his little thing, George Pickens did his little thing, they was at home. So I figured, they might keep it competitive against the Packers. Being at home, all of the emotions surrounding the game. The Packers defense has been looking like, but respect to Dallas's offense because, they've been able to get the ball moving downfield, explosive plays, even with CeeDee Lamb out. You got Turpin stepping up. You got George Pickens stepping up. It was an entertaining game. Dallas, if they defense just wasn't so bad, Dallas might actually be like a legit little team, but defense sucks.
Defense is not good right now, but this offense, Rio, they were great. They were actually even able to stop Micah Parsons for the most part. I think a lot of people thought he'd have a big impact on this game. He technically had a sack, but it really wasn't a sack. Dak Prescott rolling to the left, gets back to the line of scrimmage in overtime. So the offense plays well, but unfortunately the defense is on the opposite end of the spectrum here. So what do you make of Dallas against Green Bay on Sunday night?
And I hate Micah Parsons for making that tackle too, because if Dak runs for those 3 yards, I would have cashed a fat lay on that game. But what an entertaining game. Wow, that was a shootout. Dak looks for September. Dak Prescott is up there with the greats that have ever played this game. That boy is different. That boy is Tom Brady with the 7 on his fingers on September, bro. He's different. No CeeDee Lamb, no CeeDee Lamb versus one of the best defenses in the league. Go ahead, put up 40. Yeah, Pickens, you Lamb now. And they just got right back to it. Javonte Williams has to be like comeback player of the year or something right now because he is playing really good football for them and everybody trashed them. For that, who's playing running back for the Cowboys? They're going to let a fan suit up. He actually is holding his own back there in that backfield. George Pickens, 130 and 2 touchdowns. Y'all got 2 receivers that can do that, man. I don't even know what a 100-yard receiver looks like. But this game ending a tie is the funniest shit ever because I'm one of those people, even if this is an incorrect statement, I'd rather lose because at least it makes sense. I get some finality and I get some clarity and like closure from a loss. Like a tie, we played football for 4 hours to tie. Like it feels crazy. It doesn't feel right, but I'm happy that they didn't win, but what a show they put on. Tuck was off the Cowboy readers talking crazy on the timeline. That boy was lit. I was like, I ain't never seen Tuck act like this before.
That's game day, Tuck, man. He don't count. That's completely different, man. Completely different.
Boy was different. Boy had the pregame fit switched into a different fit in the stadium.
He had 2 fits.
This man got a walkout fit.
He had a tailgate fit.
This man think he played for the team. He came out with a
walkout walking into that stadium sweaty like that. You know what I'm saying? We got to change clothes and get drippy out, man.
I've never heard that before. What?
Bought a change of clothes?
That boy, they got a locker room for Tuck. That boy.
Right. What? Like, where did you change that?
Hit the showers.
Change. With an outfit in the back.
I'm screaming. Got the wardrobe at the tailgate.
Yeah, be outside all day, sweating in that Texas heat. I'm not wearing
I forgot
that.
Y'all got an indoor
Yeah, don't.
Stadium. We outside all day.
Leather seats, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I can't be sitting sweating in those leather seats. You know
Y'all bougie. That's the problem. Y'all bougie. That's the problem.
Damn.
J Tuck, you were at the game.
They know how to treat company over there. You know, they don't win shit, but they sure know how to treat.
Right.
That's how you get them, Rio. That's how you get them.
You were at the game, J Tuck, right? Cowboy Rita's outfit change. You were having a good time, and you were treated to a great game, but it must have felt a bit odd walking out of there in a tie. You don't really know how to feel. So what did you make of what you saw in person between the Cowboys and the Packers?
Dak at 1, tears emoji. Womp. This guy doesn't know football. Womp. Bro, dude really said he has Dak at 1. Is he insane? Womp. To be honest, Dak is not even 3 in the NFC. Womp, womp. Rio, he's not even womp, 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 womp. Let me actually pull the chat up. I want to see the chat.
Vindication for J Tuck is insane.
Chat, right?
I respect it.
I told y'all what was going to happen, because when you have a real quarterback that can read and make throws, it's different. And we clearly saw Sunday night a quarterback who had zero help. He didn't have CeeDee Lamb, his top #1 wide receiver. He didn't have his starting right guard in Tyler Booker. He didn't even have his starting center in Cooper Beebe. Defense was a no-show. They are a liability that was exposed from the very first drive. Deron Bland comes out there, gets bombed over deep. Miscommunications, right? All these things spiraling in Dallas. Brian Schottenheimer's looking like a deer in headlights. And my quarterback and Dak Prescott says, don't worry about it, Tuck. I got this. I got this. And we saw what a quarterback can do in rally. Just as KB just mentioned, the #1 offense with the worst defense in the league. Now, Tuck, you're tied. I see the chat. Tuck, you're tied. A win is a win, right? A win is a win. Right. But we saw Green Bay, what they did to the Commanders. There's the door going out there, right? We saw what Green Bay did to the Commanders. Gary was a no-show. Micah Parsons, even though he got a sack and counted on the sports book, so I ain't complaining, right? Was pretty much a no-show. But why were they no-shows? It wasn't because our offensive line played phenomenal. It's because I have a quarterback that can progress and process and go through his reads and get the ball out quick to make the pass rush irrelevant. Dak Prescott put on a quarterback clinic out there on Sunday night for the world to see. And you've seen in numerous games, going back to week 1 versus Philly, all the way to week 4 versus Green Bay, he doesn't get the help. Now, Simone can come over here and say, hey, Vic Fangio and them.
Now,
and I envy Simone can come on here and say, hey, her defense is winning them games. I don't even know half her defensive roster. I don't even know half our defensive roster. We can't get no pressure. Our quarterbacks can't cover. Our linebackers look like they all out there in some Birdman lugs running around. But it does not matter, because as long as I have Dakota Rain Prescott out there.
As long as you got Dakota, you got 1 win, bro. 1 win as long as you got Dakota.
We got
1.5.
One and a half.
How are you going to
one in the possible? We playing
got Dakota.
One and a half wins. 1.5 of the wins. Now, do y'all name me? Let's play this one game. Let's play a little trivia game. Name me a wide receiver that's been disgruntled playing with Dakota Rain Prescott. Oh, we get you paid. AJ Brown, if you want to be paid and actually get the ball thrown your way and not have 2 targets thrown at your feet and get free cardio, then come to Dallas with Jerry Jones. We have quarterbacks that get our
you don't want to win. If you don't want a banner behind you,
it doesn't matter if it's Noah Brown.
Jaden, come back soon, Jaden. I need to join this conversation.
Out there, Cavante. Y'all see my guy Jalen Tober out there moonwalking on the sidelines like a smooth.
We saw y'all walk off.
That play in overtime was nuts.
You've been struck by a smooth criminal. And
yeah, that was nuts. That overtime
catch is making unrelevant, undrafted free agents out there look incredible. That is the power of Dak Prescott. That's why you have the quarterback. That's why he's paid the top dollars. Now, if you can get him a defense to kind of help coexist with them, then the Dallas Cowboys will be a competitive team. But we just don't have that as of right now. But Dak Prescott went out there on display, and I apologize, Dak, and apologize to you on camera. Right, zoom in. Dakota Rain Prescott, I apologize because I said that you was the best quarterback in the NFC East. That's too low. That was I set the bar way too low. Right now, none of you, including the chat, the chat cannot name me one quarterback in the NFL is playing better football than Dak Prescott going through these first 4 weeks. You can't do it. You cannot do it. You know what? I'm such in a giving mood after watching my quarterback, Dak Prescott. I'm telling y'all, I will pay for y'all Patreons. Pick up the fucking phone and call me right now.
Josh Allen died.
I would pay for their Patreon subscription, Roundtable Sports, to have 10 of these goofies call in right now to tell me another quarterback is playing better football than Dak Prescott right now. On me. I'll cash out the money.
Look
at Dak putting his money where his
I
mouth
want to
is.
say thank you to the chat because the chat know I'm tired. The chat know I'm tired for having to do all this gosh darn talking. Okay? So thank you, chat. The chat is saying everything for me. So thank y'all. I need a rest.
Right.
I need a rest. Thank you,
because of our quarterback. That's what's having a quarterback is like.
Simone Joseph's doing a little talking for you. He's saying all that, and Dak still didn't win.
My God, call in Joseph.
Did Josh Allen die?
Appreciate the super chat, Joseph.
Josh Allen's playing MVP football right now. He playing better than Josh Allen
right now too. He's saying he ain't got. You know what I'm saying? Josh Allen ain't against all odds right now. Dak Prescott is against all odds. We were 6.5 point underdogs at home. Micah Parsons is gone. Trayvon Diggs got
maybe you ain't winning nothing on Sunday. Did you not forget that you ain't winning nothing?
Our defensive ends are last in the league in getting pressure. CeeDee Lamb is out with the ankle.
Shout out Donnie.
Tuck would be going crazy if they won instead of time. Oh my God.
We didn't even get to utilize Brandon Aubrey.
Tuck, I think you had too many Cowboy readers. Did you realize y'all did not win that game?
He took the Cowboy readers to go. He got one with him right now.
Are you still drinking, Tuck? Are you still drinking?
Actual hands and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
How about them Cowboys, baby? Woo! Come on.
That ain't what we do.
Cowboys football is back.
Come to Dallas and we'll get you paid, get you the proper money, and get you access to the ball. Go to Rain Prescott. Call in. I don't want to read y'all. I'm turning y'all chats off. Don't.
Yeah, I want some entertainment. Hey, call in, Eagles fans, please.
Call me now.
Joseph put $2 towards that and put some money towards Patreon.
The fact that the Eagles fans are even in the chat blessing y'all with their time, y'all need to be grateful for that. Okay?
Call me now.
We are the defending champs. We are 4-0. The fact that we are even sitting here blessing y'all with a discussion.
I want that
like,
same energy.
Even matters. Y'all need to be thankful for that. Talking about calling.
It feels like a very good time. It feels like a very good time to remind folks that Dallas did not win on Sunday.
Tell a Dallas fan to call in. Stop calling on my folks to do all the gosh darn work.
No, because Cowboys fans, we know who we got in our quarterback. I want the people who had so much to say when we went over our quarterback rankings. I want that same energy. Turn all the fatigues off. All of them. All of them. Yeah. You, door gunner, call in. All of them. Call in right now. I want to hear it.
Don't do it.
Feel free to call in at any time by becoming a Patreon member. Link in the description below. Click that, sign up. You'll have the chance to call in, take Jay Tuck up on his word. He would welcome with open arms anybody who wants to come in and talk about Dak Prescott. And also, speaking of Dak Prescott, he is set up to have another great performance this upcoming week against the 0-4 Jets. We'll talk about week 5 in just a second. Before we do, let's give a shout out to my friends over at Sleeper. Let's build a sleeper pick slip. Now, typically we do each game within the division, but right now the games aren't up just yet. So let's build a Thursday night one, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Niners taking on the Rams. 3-1 versus 3-1, an NFC West battle. I'll get a pick from each of you here. Jay Tuck, anything in this Thursday night game you think that we should be looking out for on Sleeper?
Brock Purdy passing yards, I would probably consider.
Let's take a look. Purdy, 243.5.
Damn, why are these other quarterbacks so high and Jalen Hurts is so? I'll probably go with the
Jalen Hurts like 190.
It's like 115.
190 is pushing him. I don't know.
I think that's the lowest I've ever seen a quarterback
for more than he throw.
We need an extra tax. I need $10 from each of y'all pay, okay? Because this is getting an NFC Eagles. That's what this is giving.
I'm gonna go with Brock Purdy over passing yards.
Kevin Hurts passing yards at 99 and a
It's
half.
like you would think it's a free discount play on sleeper. Like,
Yeah, that's a freebie. That free, and he still don't hit it. And he still don't.
A peanut gallery of
like, yeah, they got Hurts passing yards. Hell, it's only at 110. He still get the under.
Save a 108.
We'll take more than 243 and a half. Brock Purdy. We have a freebie, by the way. Matt Stafford more than a half passing yards. So we'll add
man,
that.
that's how he said Hurts laws, man.
KB, what do you think?
Give me a Kyron Williams anytime touchdown. He's usually pretty good for those.
Love it. We'll do a Kyron Williams anytime touchdown. Let's see. There it is. We'll add that. Rio, what should we add to the slip?
Give me something with the best receiver in the NFL right now, Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua is ridiculous, bro.
Yeah. I thought he was a fluke. I'm not gonna lie. When he first came into the league, he's for real.
That's what a wide receiver one looks like. Whatever his catches, yards is, hit more on it because he's
the toughest crazy. Mormon I've ever seen.
Puka Nacua, 8.5 receptions. Will take more than that. Simone, round us out here. What should we add?
They've done enough talking.
They done enough for us?
They got enough to say. Let them do it. I've done enough talking.
All right, Simone's bowing out. She's saying the rest of the squad's doing the talking.
It's supposed to be a 4-person show.
Well, it is the NFC East Eagles show, Simone.
Simone don't know how to pick an offensive play because
No, I just know my worth. I'm not playing around with losers all day.
I've never seen clowning of an undefeated team quite like this.
It's not worth my time, my energy. Okay? I got winning energy. I'm not spending my vibrations on losing.
Here's the slip. Brock Purdy more than 243 and a half pass yards. Stafford with the freebie more than a half pass yard. Kyron Williams to score. Puka Nacua more than 8.5 receptions. That is a 9x multiplier. If you want to tell this slip or create your own, link in the description below. Click that and sign up for Sleeper, the fastest organically real money and fantasy platform on the web. Click that, download it, then use the promo code RTS. That'll get you a 100% match up to $100 on your first deposit. Currently available in over 25 states. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details and check out Sleeper via the link in the description below today. All right, week 4 recap in the books. Let's turn the page to the week 5 previews and predictions. 3 games in the 1 o'clock window and a 4:25 battle between the Commanders and the Chargers. Let's start with the Dallas Cowboys, who we just finished recapping. I'm sure this will go as smoothly as that did because Dak Prescott set to have another tremendous day against a Jets team that cannot find their footing. They lose again on Monday Night Football to fall to 0-4. The Cowboys looking to avoid another tie and get their second win of the season. KB, I'll start with you. Cowboys and Jets, who takes it in week 5?
I'm definitely going to go in the Cowboys' direction here. I don't think the Jets' defense is going to play well enough to hold Dallas's offense. And the Jets' offense, I mean, what is the Jets' offense? I don't really know, like, what their strength is really. I mean, Justin Fields is finding ways to get like yardage, but not finding ways to get wins. I feel like their strength is really because Justin Fields, quarterback keepers a lot all the time. And I feel like Dallas's strength on defense is definitely stopping the run. So not a good matchup for the Jets. I don't see even Justin Fields. I mean, I know Dallas and Matt Eberflus, that defense will allow anybody to pass the ball, but I just don't think that's going to be the case with the Jets offense. I'm going to take Dallas here. This could be a bad game for the Jets. I was a fan of Aaron Glenn, and man, it's not looking good. Staring in the face of 0-5. Dallas will probably get their second win here. If they don't, that's gonna be trouble if they're not able to get it done. But Dallas stepped up in a game where they were complete underdogs against the Green Bay Packers. They didn't win, but they found a way to tie it and not allow Micah Parsons to have a victory lap in Jerry World. So if they were able to find a way to not lose that game, they're definitely going to find a way to not lose against the Jets. So I'm taking Dallas, and whatever the spread is for Dallas, I'm taking it.
Rio, Cowboys, Jets, who takes it and why?
The Jets are not beating the Cowboys. They're not gonna. Yeah. They don't have a real NFL quarterback, so they're not gonna be able to keep up. But I don't know. The Cowboys are a weird team. You don't know which Dallas is going to show up. You know, they'll show up for the pay-per-view title match, but You know, they'll lay an egg versus a team that they got no business laying an egg. But I can't see Justin Fields leading the Jets to victory over Dallas. I'm gonna go Dallas by 10.
Simone, the little boys, as you call them, taking on the New Jersey Airplanes. Who takes this game on Sunday afternoon?
Well, as long as Dak has a good game, it don't matter, right? So,
Preach.
I guess Dak, good stats, whatever that means in the win-loss column.
Mm-hmm.
So Simone's just rooting for another good Dak game, as Jay Tuck typically does, and I think he's going to have another good stat game this upcoming weekend. Jay Tuck, Tua looked like Elway out there on Monday night. I got a feeling Dak could probably do the same. Who takes it? Cowboys, Jets?
Yeah, I agree with Rio. Typically, these are games where the Cowboys don't show up, but I think we've seen it so many times before this season already. I think they'll be on guard. So I feel like the Cowboys will go out there and win this game. It's going to be important to go out there and get things done early. For me, I'm going to be watching the defensive side. Donovan Ezekaraku, our second round pick this year, rookie, he's starting to take a turn. We had Jadeveon Clowney come out there, get some good solid reps. Hopefully we figure out our secondary situation between Trayvon Diggs, Kyer Elam, and also Deron Bland. And we probably get some guys back from IR tomorrow. It could be a possibility to get Jonathan Mingo returning, so that can help our wide receiver core, probably figure out what's going on with our running backs and Phil Mofford, Jaden Blue. So I have the Cowboys winning. Hopefully it's the game where we come out and focus, but y'all know me personally. I don't like these noon games. It's not marquee. Like Rio said, we'll do the pay-per-view matches, but them undercards, just hold on tight. But these are games that we must win. But I will say this should be a PTO game for Dak Prescott. He should not have to put on his cape and be the hero for the next 2 weeks. If so, there's going to be problems. So
Eagles put their undefeated record on the line against the Denver Broncos, who destroy the Joe Burrow Cincinnati Bengals on Monday Night Football. They're 2-2, looking to get a road victory over the reigning champs. KB, Denver, Philadelphia, who wins and why?
I'll be honest, I haven't tuned into a Denver game. They're finding ways to get it done. I am not a fan of Bo Nix whatsoever, but I mean, they find a way to stay in games and then win them. Sean Payne is doing a good job over there. They have a really good defense. And with the Eagles right now, they're playing ugly, but they're finding ways to win. This one, I'm at a, I don't really know where to go here. Now they're at the link, so automatically the advantage goes to the Eagles. If there is a team that's going to take down the Eagles, I don't know if it's going to be Denver. Like I said, Denver's defense is pretty damn good, but don't know if their offense is good enough to go against the Eagles' defense. So I'm not a Bo Nix fan at all. I'm trying to fathom this, but I can't see Bo Nix beating the Eagles. So I'm going to take the Eagles here.
All right. Fair enough. Eagles, Broncos. Rio, what say you?
I think this is going to be a much better game than people anticipate. This is a playoff team, the Denver Broncos, and their defense is gearing back up. Bo Nix finally starting to look like the guy he was last year, went for over 300 and a couple touchdowns on Monday Night Football yesterday. But I can't pick the Eagles to lose because they just keep finding ways to win. They're not playing good football on one side of the ball at all, but their defense is carrying. They haven't even got Saquon for real going yet. Like, Offensive Player of the Year, Saquon hasn't even needed to show up. He's using his PTO right now. So at some point, Saquon's going to go for 180 and a couple touchdowns, and Hurts is going to remember how to consistently pass a football, and they're going to put together an offensive performance. I can't pick them to lose. I hate it. I can't pick them to lose right now. I hate to say it, but they just find a way. 5-0.
Jay Tuck, can you pick them to lose, or is it 5-0 for Philadelphia?
If they were in Denver, I probably would, because I feel like Denver's a sneaky team, right? Bo Nix is unconventional, but he's scrappy. We all know what the Broncos defense is. My guy RJ Harvey out of UCF is starting to hit the ground running a little bit. So I feel like this will be a close game, but it's hard to pick against Philly at the link, especially with them clicking on all cylinders with the special teams aspect. So I'm going to go with Philly to win this one in a close one, to be honest with you.
Another W coming the way of your Philadelphia Eagles, Simone?
They got all that G to talk until it's time to pick. Eagles next.
It's all it's
but
nice
it's not
and
because of your quarterback, though. I mean, get that straight, though.
Well, we'll see. It doesn't seem to matter. 0 yards at half, 0 yards in the second half. That's happened, by the way, twice, where you have 2 weeks in a row. Hurts 0 yards in the first half, win. 0 yards in the second half, win. I mean, this team is something else. I don't know anybody else.
This
it's
is one
crazy.
of the craziest stats I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. And you know what's even crazier is, as we've talked about, Saquon hasn't even popped off yet. So with that, it's not like Saquon's going nuts and them winning. It's just the mark
Madden
of a
curse, telling you.
special football team right now, man. Pretty crazy. All right, we got the Giants Sunday afternoon coming off their first W of the season. Spencer Rattler looking for his first win as an NFL starter. He is 0-10. They're coming off the loss to the Buffalo Bills. It's Giants and Saints in New Orleans. Rio, who takes it?
The Giants going to win again, man. They're gonna
I love it, Rio.
I mean, the Saints were hanging in. The Saints were hanging in there with your boy Z-Bot for a while, but I'm not picking no game where, like, NPC Albano Mahomes is the quarterback for that football team. I'm not picking the Saints to win a game. The Saints should probably go 0-17. Like, it just, everything about them spells 0-17 team.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Dart, they might open it up a little bit for him this week and let him swag it out in the Bayou. Man, I'm gonna go Giants in this one.
Rio says Giants. J Tuck, how about you? Giants, Saints, who wins?
I'm gonna go with the Giants. I'm going with the Giants to win this one.
Oh my God,
Cam Scatterbo.
dream come true.
Cam Scatterbo go crazy on the
40 carries for 72 yards.
Hopefully this will be the one, the straw that breaks the camel's back when it comes to the Saints, and they'll start getting sell mode because I need to get Alvin Kamara up off their hands right now. So I got the Giants win this versus the Saints. You know, Kellen Moore off to, so you'll have with Aaron Glenn and Kellen Moore kind of off to rough starts for new head coaches. So.
Simone, does Jackson Dart get another W in his second start?
I'm gonna go with the Giants.
Wow. This is amazing.
Simone
I feel so good right now. I don't have to defend my team again.
Y'all definitely gonna lose.
How nice is it though, Simone? She just lets everybody. She lets you guys do the talking up until this point, right? She doesn't even care anymore. 4-0. Well, why not? Why not let the boys do the talking? KB, talk to me. Another W for Jackson Dart and the Giants coming your way, Week 5.
Yeah, isn't this the most anticipated game of 2025, guys?
You better believe it.
The game of the year right here, the Giants versus the Saints. Listen, I don't know anybody that's going to be watching this game outside of Giants and Saints fans, and even some might not watch that are fans of these teams. But except, I mean, with the Giants, it's exciting, right? We have a lot of people were going off on, Brian Daboll and the Giants starting Jackson Dart against a 3-0 Chargers team. And I was one that said, hey, I'm welcoming the challenge because if he doesn't play well against the Chargers, at least he'll have the Saints to try to rebound back on, and at least he'll have some experience playing. Now he got a win against the Chargers, and now going to New Orleans. So going from home to an away game is going to be a lot better of a transition for Jackson. So I'm excited about that. Now, obviously, the thing that everybody thinks about as Giants fans right now is a loss of Malik Neighbors. How are the Giants going to adjust, and how is it going to affect the passing game? Darius Slayton has been the number one receiver for the Giants since he's been drafted here, besides when Malik Neighbors was here. So he'll fit in just fine as a number one option. I just don't know how threatening that really is, especially with the, oh God, we're going to have to see Jalen Hyatt play football, and I'm not excited about that at all. So I'm thinking they're going to lean on the run game with Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo. And I don't know if we're going to get Tyrone Tracy back. I doubt it. And I am worried about the Saints, though. I am, because now we're seeing these stats. I'm seeing it all over the place. And when you start seeing all of these streaks that come out, it usually breaks the next week. I believe Spencer Rattler is 0-10 as the Saints starter right now.
Yep.
And it just seems like the most Giants thing in the world to just give this guy his first win ever. So he's going to live the rest of his life saying, yeah, my first win was against the New York Giants, and I was 0-10 to start. And then you got Taysom Hill coming off the PUP list magically to face the Giants. Players like Taysom Hill always kill the Giants. Gadget players always kill the Giants. And I'm a little worried about that, not going to lie. Our defense has a way of just letting up, especially in the second half of the game. But to keep it as short as possible, I think the Giants are going to win this game. I think this would be a good opportunity to try to win this game pretty handedly. I think they have an opportunity to do so even without Malik Neighbors. Just having Jackson Dart there, the threat that he presents with his legs, is something that we've seen with Daniel Jones in the past. But this time with Jackson Dart, he could actually air it out. So I'm excited to see how it's going to go. So I'm going to have the Giants winning here.
All right, the late afternoon window, both these teams looking to bounce off the losses. The Chargers at 3-1 coming off of that shocking loss to KB's New York Giants. The Commanders coming off that loss to the Falcons. Commanders 2-2, Chargers 3-1. Jay Tuck, it's in LA. Do the Commanders get a road W or do the Chargers improve to 4-1?
Daniel's back or no?
Yeah, Daniel's
playing. He's expected this week. Yeah, he's going back to Cali. He's playing this week. Okay. He's playing.
Okay, yeah, then I'm gonna go. Ooh,
tough one. That's a tough.
He was mad as shit. They didn't let him play on Sunday.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna go Washington. I'm gonna go with Washington. I feel like Daniels responds back. They'll fight back. But they're gonna have to stop this ground game of because I feel like honestly the Chargers kind of like my side team, I guess, because I pretty much put their roster together. So they're going to have Amari and Hampton out there who's starting to get things going. My dog, Quentin Johnson's playing phenomenal, but they lost Joe Alt as well and also Rashawn Slater. But Justin Herbert's playing good football. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Washington to win this game if JD's playing. So Washington to win.
Would be a big win for Washington, and all of a sudden a 3-0 start for the Chargers results in a 3-2 start, which would be a massive decline with the Chiefs looking like they're stepping up now. So that division could get a little bit more interesting. Simone, Chargers, Washington, who wins and why?
If JD's playing, I'm going to go with Washington, but if not, Chargers.
Nice and simple. Jaden Daniels, he's the X factor, Rio. KB, what do you think? Jaden Daniels in, does that mean W for the Commanders?
Yeah, I think if Jaden Daniels, I would probably give him the edge. If not, I don't think if Jaden Daniels doesn't go, which Rio is confident that he will. I think if Jaden Daniels doesn't play, it's going to be a loss. But if he plays, it's going to be a win. I think it's not even just the factor of Jaden Daniels. If the Giants just played the Chargers, so I was able to watch the Chargers play. A big factor was their injuries on the offensive line. Not having Joe Alt, not having Rashawn Slater. I believe I think someone on the interior was out as well. So they're down like 3 starters, and it was not pretty at all. The Giants had their best day as far as pressure goes against the Chargers, and they were wreaking havoc. And if I saw anything against the Commanders, against the Giants, I saw that front seven really getting after Russell Wilson, so I imagine they're going to do the same thing against Justin Herbert. And Justin Herbert, when he gets flustered, I love the way Justin Herbert's playing, but when he gets flustered, he just a gunslinger. He just throws it around. So that's why he threw it 2 interceptions against the Giants. So Washington's defense should have a rebound against that offensive line of the Chargers, so I'm going to take Washington here.
Rio, big one for your Commanders. Did they bounce back and get their 3rd win of the season?
I'm not going to hold you. Jaden is the only reason I'm picking us in this game because I think the Chargers are playing better. I know they lost to the Giants last week. They're playing better football with or without their starting tackles on the field. Quentin Johnston, you might as well hop on Sleeper and hit the more on every one of his statistics, whether you put Mikey in front of him, whether you put Marshawn in front of him. He got hands now. I don't know if he purchased hands for just this season.
Yeah, right.
It worked now. He's going to have a day versus this defense. Amari and Hampton is a dog. He's going to get some of his versus this defense. But will the real Jaden Daniels come back for 2025? Because we ain't seen him play in a couple weeks, and we haven't seen him look like the guy yet that he was last season. It's time to remind the world that we got one of those ones and something special at quarterback here. He's been chomping at the bit for 2 weeks. He's mad as hell that he had to sit these 2 games. He wanted to play it versus the Raiders and versus the Falcons. It's time to get back to who we are. Our defense stinks. We going ass for ass with the Cowboys defensively right now. So I need us to win in a shootout. Give me 27-24 Washington in a shootout because 5 gets it last and 5 goes. It's homecoming week. He's going to have every friend, every female he ever knew in life showing up to SoFi Stadium. And the Chargers don't got no fans out there. So it's going to be like a home game in SoFi on Sunday afternoon. If we lose this one, it's going to be a long year. I might do a mock draft with KB.
Marshawn Lattimore doing his best Trayvon Diggs impression.
Simone, come get Marshawn, man. Come get Marshawn, man. Hey, throw me AJ, man. Throw me Arthur Juan.
Couple of super chats to get to before we close up shop. D's coming in. D is saying this year Philly looks like how they looked in 2023. Well, Philly still won 11 games in 2023, so I think that if that's the bar, right? Pretty high bar to have. Well, we'll see what happens. Obviously, the postseason didn't go the way that they wanted, but they're off to a better start than they were that year and this year. So actually, no, not that year. They went undefeated for a long time in that year. But I think we've seen what Philadelphia is capable of doing. And this year, they're off to a better start than they were last year. That's for sure. And speaking of these Eagles, Linda's coming in saying 2 QBs have had winning streaks of 18 games in a row in NFL history. Tom Brady and Jalen Hurts. Cry more, says Linda. Somebody's QB is 4-7-1 in their last 12 games. Linda putting a little love on the Eagles, a little shade on the Cowboys before we wrap up this episode of the NFC East Roundtable. We have our Week 4 recap in the books. We have our Week 5 predictions locked in. And with that, that's going to do it. On the way out the door, like button if you could, subscribe button if you could, and we'll see you same time next week, same place you're at, the NFC East Roundtable YouTube channel to recap Week 5. But for now, Jay Tuck, KB, Rio, Simone, I'm your host, Z-Bot. Thanks so much, as always, for tuning into the NFC East Roundtable, and we'll see you on the next one.
Roundtable Sports Network is your one-stop shop for all things NFL, with daily live shows covering all 8 divisions in the league, hosted by the best content creators on the web, all on one network. Catch the AFC East live every Monday at 7 p.m. and on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. The AFC West Roundtable live Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. The AFC North Roundtable live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. The AFC South Roundtable live Tuesdays at 7 p.m. The NFC East Roundtable live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. The NFC West Roundtable live at 9 p.m. on Tuesday nights. The NFC North Roundtable is at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays, and the NFC South Roundtable is live Tuesdays at 8 p.m. EST. And of course, fourth and forever, the flagship show of Roundtable Sports Network, covering all things NFL at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Roundtable Sports YouTube channel. Real coverage, real fans.